Guys, I've been an entrepreneur since ninth grade in high school, and I've been a real estate investor since 2006. I've never had a job, never had a resume, and I've never borrowed money from a stinky banker. I just use creativity and imagination. Today's sessions is about the convenience store, the gas station or hack. Now, I did a video about this about a month ago, and I got a wave of students messaging me on my website. If you ever have any questions, you go to myrealestatedojo.com or Mr. No Fluff and text me any questions you have. I'd be happy to answer for you. But they were asking me about the deal, like, hey, how does this thing work? So apparently I didn't explain it good enough, okay? So basically, I had a friend in high school. He was super smart, and he was a entrepreneur, like literally in high school, and just like me. But he had a lot more success than I did. So anyways, he sold his business in high school, and then he became a gas station, convenience store, landlord investor, okay? And so what he would do was super smart. He would find gas stations that were closed down, right? And then he would negotiate a deep discount on the property. Now remember, the gas station is closed down. After he bought it, what he would do then is, start the gas station up, right, as a business. He'll work there maybe 12 months to 15 months, get the business going where it's making like 30 grand a month, 40 grand a month, 20 grand a month. It doesn't matter, as long as it's profitable and it's making money, okay? Then immediately he would then hire a business broker and sell the gas station business part of it. Now he owned the land, okay, and he owned the building. He was not selling the building, nor was he selling the land. He was just selling the business. So again, he would buy the property, the building and the land. He would start the gas station business. In 12 to 15 months, he would sell the gas station business to a foreigner, usually like Chinese, Korean, Indian, Pakistani, Iranian, etc. Okay? And then these guys would pay in cash, or they would get a loan themselves. Now the ingenious thing is that when he set up that gas station business, when he sold it in 12 months, he was able to get a lump sum of money, a huge sums of money, okay? Then he guaranteed himself a monthly cash flow because he was the landlord. He owned the building. He didn't sell the building, he just sold the business of the gas station. Okay, so it was very ingenious because he guaranteed himself a business sell 12 to 15 months for a lump sum of money. But more importantly, this is the most important part, he was able to create himself a guaranteed renter that's going to succeed because he had already made the business successful. Okay, so the new person, all they had to do is just show up and do the very minimum, and they could keep that same exact monthly cash flow. Now, if the business owner was more smarter, they could increase it, of course, right? But if they're like to say dumbass, then they could at least make that 30 grand a month, 40 grand a month because he's already achieved that, okay? And then he would sit there for the next, God knows when, collect the mailbox money from that convenience store business owner renting out his property, okay? Now, the other crazy thing was that if the business owner defaulted, like let's say that he didn't pay his rent or whatever, then my boy would just, take over the business because he owned the building, right? And then that was his business, and then he would turn around and once again redo the process, okay? Now, when he sold the business, there's basically two ways he could sell the business. You could sell it for all cash, where the buyer pays cash or gets a loan from a bank and then they pay him all off. Or he could have done some kind of seller financing where he's going to ask like 20, 30, 40 grand down, and then he'll finance it to the business owner buyer, okay? Either way, if they didn't make his mortgage or rent, I should say, not mortgage, excuse me, if they didn't make his rent, then he would basically foreclose on them as a business, turn around, had all the equipment there. The business was already successful, and so he would just, set it up, run it again for a few months, and then turn it around and flip it, sell the business to another business owner that wants to buy it, and then become the landlord. This is a very, very, very ingenious tactic. I've never seen anyone in the internet or anyone online or offline ever do that, because not only was he buying the properties, these commercial properties, the land plus the building for a deep discount because it was closed down. Two, he was guaranteeing himself a monthly cash flow, guaranteeing because he had already established that business, so he knew how much he could minimum make. Three, he was guaranteeing himself a large sum of money, versus being a landlord. If he was just a landlord, he was maybe getting $3,000, $5,000 a month for that property as rent. But in this case, he started the business, he sold the business, he still owned the land in the building, and he was just becoming the landlord. So he got a lump sum of money, $100K, $60K, $150, who knows, right? And then he started getting that $5,000 a month monthly cash flow from just renting the building to that business owner. So the guy was literally very, very genius dude, from the Middle East, from Afghanistan, and I shout out to him, and I learned a lot from my man, not even realizing it. Okay, now the thing that I would do different, I'm not sure if he did this, I don't think he probably did, is that I would negotiate. There's two things that I would do different, because instead of hiring a real estate agent or dealing with real estate agents, I would go ahead and market to these convenience stores, these gas stations myself, direct, without talking to a real estate agent. That way, I can get the best deals if I'm going to pay cash, or I can get the best deals with seller financing, okay, where that landlord, the old landlord, becomes my own personal bank. It doesn't matter if they have a loan or if they don't have a loan. They can still seller finance it. If they have a loan, I just take over there, step in their shoes and make the monthly payments to them when they deed me the property. And if they don't have a loan, the process is the same. We'll create a new note and they'll deed me the property, so I become the rightful owner of the property. Either way, I become the owner, and I don't have to use my own cash. I don't have to use bank's money. I don't have to go borrow money from like private people, hard money, none of that crap, because that motivated seller is going to become my bank. Okay, so that's one of the things that I would teach my buddy. He's super smart, but this one thing, and the other thing is to find out off-market properties, and the other thing is to, like I said, have the seller become my bank versus me paying it cash or getting a loan from a bank. Okay, have that seller, seller finance me. Some of you guys say, well, why would the seller finance you? Well, if you find a gas station that's been vacant for 3 years, 5 years, poor guy's losing money left and right in taxes and vandalization and stuff like that. It's not cheap, those commercial properties, right? He's bleeding month after month, year after year. So if someone comes up and says, look, I'll stop the bleeding for you, I'll bleed for you, a lot of these people will say, yeah, dude. Not all of them, right? I'm not saying all of them. There are literally idiots. The other day I was at the coffee shop and I was talking to this guy. He had this high degree, like he was super smart. But we start talking, and I come to find out that he has a freaking vacant property, right? And he's losing $2,800 a freaking month after month. And he doesn't want to rent it out because he's scared that they'll tear up his property, and he can't sell it because he overpaid for it. But he's bleeding $2,800 a month after month. And I thought to myself, bro, you must be crazy. And then I talked to him, try to give him some helpful tips, and then my man's like, no, man, I'll just bleed it out. I was thinking to myself, dude, for the level of smartness you have with your degree, you're pretty fucking dumb, brother. Who the hell wants to lose $2,800 month after month, year after year, dude? I don't give a shit how much money you have. That doesn't seem very, very, very smart to lose so much money. Month after month, dude, to lose so much money month after month. You gotta be nuts, bro. Like, literally, okay? I mean, there's so many things you can do with $2,800. You can buy gold. You can buy Bitcoin. You can buy other assets, dude. Why just throw that money away because of your fucking fears? That's all it was. He could have rented that property out and make money. He could have turned around and seller financed it. He could have sold it to an investor that was going to take care of it. He could have Airbnb'd it. But, because of his fears, he's not going to do nothing and just bleed out. And you know what? I'm not going to argue with the guy. I'm not going to try to persuade him. Some people are they're built like that. They're ready to just lose money, dude. And that's okay with me, right? I'll just put him in my follow-up and follow up with him later when he becomes motivated. You know what I mean? But, so, the point of the story is there are going to be business owners, landlords, landowners, building owners. There are like bleeding, and you would think they'd be highly motivated, but for whatever reason, mostly fear, they're willing to bleed. They're like a deer that sees a car coming, like, and they don't know what to do. Trust me, I've been there myself, bro. I've been in a situation where I had too much things going around in my life where I became a deer. I couldn't move, dude. Right? I couldn't make decisions. I was scared as hell, you know. And so I know what it is. That's why I'm not like dissing the guy. I'm saying, dude, yes, that's a dumb move, but you know, he's a powerful being and his soul is great. You know what I mean? So I'm not dissing him, but I say I've been like that. I've been in that guy's situation. That's why I can identify that behavior, right? I met a lot of sellers like that, right? I've also met sellers that are highly motivated and they understand that, hey, I can let it go to foreclosure, or I can keep paying monthly, you know, $2,000 a month, $1,500, whatever the story is a month for it, or I can sell it to this other individual. Yes, there's a risk, but you know, it's way better option than the other options, right? So some people can be in tough situations and still can have that emotional EQ, you know what I'm saying, intelligence. Where, for example, I've been in a tough situation where my emotional intelligence like gone to zero and I couldn't make good decisions, right? Because of knockouts that I received from life, right? So I've learned to like focus on having more emotional intelligence than IQ, right? Because, you know, I feel like IQ will make you the money, right? But IQ will not help you keep it. Yeah, let me say that again. If you're super smart, you can find ways to make money. But the problem is when you're super smart, it's hard to keep that money when you get knocked out, right? When something hits you right in the fucking face and you just want to quit. What you need is EQ, right? Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence not only will help you make money, but more importantly, it will help you keep your money. When there's blood in the streets, when you have emotional intelligence, you'll know not to sell. When you know situations go, the bottom falls off, you'll have a better understanding when you have EQ, how to maintain your posture, how to think positively, how to focus on what you want, how to be grateful for what you do have, and not focus on the negative, right? The problem, right? Okay, have faith, and so on, and hope, and courage, and etc. But if you have IQ, just your brain only, in tough times, man, your brain is a worst enemy. Like, that's why you got to listen to your heart and soul, right? You got to listen to all of it, your brain, your heart, and your soul, okay? And so the point of the story is, guys, my buddy in high school was super smart, and I'm sure he was listening to all his heart, brain, and soul. That's why he was so much more advanced than any ninth grader that I've ever met in my life, right? 10th grader, 11th grader, 12th grader, and God bless them, and prosperity to my man, brother. Okay, this is the first time, guys, you know, that I'm doing a video for content that I have not done. Everything on my video, like I said, I've been an entrepreneur since ninth grade myself. It's about my own experiences. This is the first time I'm doing a video where I'm sharing someone else's experiences. I don't do research on topics and then do videos about it. The shit just pours out of me, bro. I've been doing this shit since ninth fucking grade. Okay, it's kind of like having multiple black belts in business. Okay. Anyways, guys, thank you for clicking the like button. Always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined. Roll me. Don't take no for an answer, guys. Peace.